Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Adrian here. Welcome back to the Twitch channel. Welcome to another Tuesday side quest here on Twitch. And first of all, I want to apologize for delaying the stream. It was supposed to start about 4 to 5 hours ago, but it's been a very long day for me, and it's going to be a big day too coming up. I'm streaming at 1 a.m. It is 1 a.m. for me here in Malaysia, and really, I'm not gonna make this a long stream. I gotta wake up early tomorrow. I don't really want to get into the details, you know. I keep politics and gaming separate from whatever I do, especially on YouTube and Twitch. But it is the 14th general elections in Malaysia today, essentially, so we're all going out to vote. And yeah, really big day. So I haven't really been active with my videos and stuff for the past couple of days. So tonight's stream is going to also be pretty interesting because Guild Wars 2 just had an update earlier today that made some changes to underwater combat. Now this is pretty big for me because underwater combat across other MMOs has been generally underutilized or unpopular. Guild Wars 2 has always had a significant underwater system in terms of exploration and how some of the landscape content utilizes that. You got points of interest, what else, vistas underwater, hero points underwater, so there's a lot of some of the progression and stuff also happens underwater, besides the fact that it's gorgeous. So they've made some changes, and it took them 5 years to actually think about this, so I'm really excited now that we actually do have some of these changes. I just want to say hi to Nick in chat. He says, hey man, dropping by to say hi, hello, and he says got a rest for our big day later, we'll catch your stream on YouTube. Yeah, thanks for dropping by, man. Yeah, go get your sleep. Again, important day tomorrow, you don't want to miss it. And yeah, I'm gonna chop this up and put it on YouTube once I'm done. So if you guys don't want to watch it right now or don't want to watch it on Twitch, I will import this to YouTube within the next 24 hours so you can watch it back. So I'm gonna go and check out the past notes, and I'll share that link too. Let me just do that real quick. Where's my browser? Oh, there we go. Okay, so here is the news site. I'm just gonna leave that in there in chat, so hopefully that comes out as a hyperlink so you guys can see exactly what it is. But first things first, the main objective of ArenaNet tweaking underwater combat is to make it flow faster. Because you'll notice if you're a long-time Guild Wars 2 player, or you just started playing Guild Wars 2, and you're running around the landscape, and then once in a while you'll jump underwater because there's gonna be like tasks from NPCs that you can do underwater, and you'll notice that the pacing of the combat significantly changes. I think the original plan that ArenaNet had for Guild Wars 2 underwater was, okay, we're gonna make it realistic, so it's not gonna be as smooth because you have all this friction underwater, and it does make sense, so the animations are a bit more slower as compared to when you're on land. They've kind of changed that apparently, because according to the site, it shouldn't be less effective and should flow better underwater. And underwater movement has been significantly, made to be more effective as well. And a lot of your class skills, a lot of your profession skills will reflect that as well. So that is the first part of the combat revamp. The second part of the combat revamp involves some sort of content. There's going to be like underwater chest hunts and stuff, and there's going to be an NPC in Lion's Arch that we can go to and check out later, which I'll do in the stream. But for now, the first thing I want to do is jump in water and let's go kill that shark and see exactly what has changed. As for underwater weapons and equipment, look, as a player, you do have access to some stuff. If you've never played Guild Wars 2 before, let me just get to that real quick. Underwater gear consists of these three things. You have your breather, which allows you to breathe underwater, and it does offer you some stats, in addition to 2 weapons, and you can swap them on the fly just as you could do with your other weapons on land. So I have a spear and a trident equip. Let's go kill that shark. Let's see how combat's changed. First, let's go move around underwater. It's gonna be hard because the last time I was underwater was quite some time ago. So for me to make a 1-for-1 comparison is not gonna be easy. I do feel like I'm faster though, and I've got the shark coming in after me. All right, here we go. So I'm using the trident. Let's just see how animations look. I will say it's faster. That shark died pretty quick, and Honestly, I don't remember it being that fast, so if you look at the website, again, one of the things they mention is that they want to make you kill things quickly and as fast as you would on land. I can definitely feel that change.
Strong.
That's good. For me, that's good. Let's try the other weapon and see if animations and pacing and everything. I mean, poor tuna. Tunas are passive creatures. You can just kill them for resource or whatever, but they don't generally fight back unless attacked. So let's try the spear now. More of a ranged one. Yeah, it's really, really fast. Definitely faster than how I remembered it. And again, like underwater stuff in Guild Wars 2, it's optional content. There's gonna be some, if you play through your personal story in the vanilla areas, or if you just make a new character and you're bringing that up, you know, trying to catch up to Heart of Thorns or whatever, there's gonna be this area, the Desolation, Ruins of Ore. I mean, this entire area, I would say 60% of the content takes place underwater too, because there's going to be some chapters that involves you going to underwater temples and stuff to do more combat. So, you know, a lot of my memory of being underwater and fighting underwater has come from these areas. Because when you look at the past couple of years when it comes to Heart of Thorns and the Crystal Desert in terms of expansion type content, not a whole lot will require you to go underwater. So this is a really good change that could mean a bunch of things. Like I said, they've added in new content in the form of those rewards. Let me just get a name for it, and I'll remember that name. Sunken Treasure. Let's see. It is called... So they've got a new NPC in Lion's Arch that's going to give you some treasure hunting thing to get these forgotten treasures, and I have no idea what's in them, so we'll go take a look afterwards. But if the combat changes were, you know, made just for that type of content, in the long run, I think that could be pretty disappointing. But see, the thing is, I don't think so. Could this mean it's going to be a prelude to something bigger coming up? Are we going to see a bit more underwater zones or more underwater content? I sure as hell hope so. Because I don't know about Guild Wars, you know, I don't think they would intentionally just change combat after 5 years if there was a need for it. Because the way I see it, like, majority of players don't necessarily spend time underwater anyway, so this change is really, I think, it could be speculation at this point, a prelude to something bigger. But I'll take it. If this means that, you know, it's a way for players, old and new, to rediscover the underwater areas that Guild Wars 2 has to offer, then I think it's pretty cool. Because I'm thinking of making a discussion video about this, you know, just looking at the various different MMORPGs out there that have underwater landscapes and questing areas, and why it hasn't taken off. Like, nobody ever will tell you, oh, my favorite zone ever in this MMO has been underwater. I don't know a single person like that. I think the majority of players like that there's an option that, there's an option to explore underwater worlds, but I don't think it's like a mainstay or a main feature for an MMO. So this change alone could be really interesting. I don't know, those of you who play Guild Wars 2, feel free to share your thoughts. Now let's go land, and you'll see that the pacing of the combat and execution of some of these skills hasn't really changed.
Go ahead. Hit.
So I think they've succeeded in that regard. You know, one of the things they said on the website was they really want to make the pacing of underwater combat consistent with how on-land combat is. And yeah, I think they've succeeded. So, what's next? Let's go back to Lion's Arch and let's look for that Dive Master. So, oh, I got a mail here. What's the mail? Oh, I just got a mail. It's 3 minutes old. And it's from the NPC that I've been painfully looking for here in Lion's Arch. Dive Master Astora. That's the new NPC that gives you all the Sunken Treasure stuff. I've heard from a reliable friend that you have an interest in treasure. I have. I'm already underwater. Come see me in Lion's Arch and we can explore that desire. So show me. You click on that and it's going to tell you where... Oh! Well, I was heading that direction before the mail showed up. But thank you, Solo Cutie. I will get there and I will check achievements too, because that could be interesting. Again, with Guild Wars 2, achievements are a very tangible thing because you do... Oh, look at that. Everybody's there. Everybody's there. And based on the website, you know, it looked like it was an underwater person. Like, I gave you the link. You guys can check it out. But that's not it. That could be a player.
It was only enough
Okay, let's see. Mariner's plaque over here. Everybody's crowding around the the NPC. I see a blacklight merchant. I can't even see the NPC. Guys, come on. This is how it is in real life because I'm not very tall. So like in concerts or, you know, in areas where there's like tall people around me, I'm always beneath their shoulder line and I can't really get or see or watch things happening. So with Guild Wars 2, all you gotta do is get close and hit the F button and hope you hit the right NPC. This vendor here doesn't really do anything. Let's go closer and see who we got. There we go.
Can I help you?
That's the cool thing about Guild Wars 2. You just go close and then you have this option to hit the F key to interact with an NPC or whatever. You just click that and hit hope. Right, so I hear you want to learn how to find Sunken Treasure. That's right. Everyone looks for treasure in the dirt, running around with picks and shovels like glorified miners. They couldn't be more wrong. Where do you find it then? All you have to do is open a history book to find the answers. The most common method used by ancient nations to transport goods? Ships. Alright, what are you getting at? What I'm getting at is that everyone is looking in the wrong places. You want treasure? Start looking in the sea. Interesting theory. Where do I look? You don't need to look anywhere. It just so happens that I've cataloged the locations of all known relevant shipwrecks as far shipwrecks. Shipwrecks are big in Guild Wars 2. I think almost every, most of the vanilla zones that you go to, especially in the desolation, you know, going to the ruins of ore. When you go down the water, there's going to be so much of these shipwrecks and stuff. And then I can think of other locations too, you know, especially where there's like pirates, for example, pirate coves. Over the years, the last couple of years playing Guild Wars 2, I have happened upon a lot of underwater ruins and sunken ships and everything, and I think they have already put these things in place as placeholder areas, so it's nice to see them go back and now try and repurpose that for some form of content. Again, we have all these combat changes underwater, which I think is really cool, and even though this may be like a really minor fluff, if you will, type of content, I still think it's a prelude to something bigger. Now, I cannot say what it is. I just think that we may have more underwater coming in the next zone or something like that, or else they wouldn't have gone out of their way to revamp the combat, revamp the, you know, the fluidity of underwater combat. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, so why do you need me then? Most treasure is locked up tight. Only way to get at it is with the proper key. If you happen across a key, bring it to me and I can tell you where to find the accompanying chest. So where do I find keys? All over. To be honest, I don't know exactly where, but I'm sure you'll stumble on some over the course of your adventures. Got it? Okay, so two things we've established. There's going to be a key and there's going to be chests. So you have to find the key first before you can get to the chest. So the key is going to lead you to the chest. Alright, so I'm new to this. Have anything to get me started? Sure, here's the key. Oh, cool, free key, but you only get one. You gotta find the next one yourself. Alright, thanks. So there it is at the bottom right. I've got an Ornate Rusted Key, and does that go straight into my bags, or does that go into like an achievements area? No, it goes straight into my bags. Right-clicking it, it doesn't really show you anything, but... Okay, now, let's see what the vendor has. I'd rather see your wares. Ooh, Ascended level stuff. Ascended level is the highest gear rarity that you can earn and craft in game right before Legendary. And Legendary is the creme de la creme. So this is pretty interesting. What do we have? We have swim speed infusion upgrades. Ooh, we have Ascended level breather. And again, these breathers go in this slot. So it's going to be separate from whatever you have on your body over here. Then you've got your accessories, and then you've got your underwater gear. So that includes the aquatic breather and your two weapons. So we do have ascended breathers as well. These cost 11 golds. And swim speed infusion. Okay, so these kind of double up from the way I look at it. They double up as either individual infusions that you can slot, or these could be currency, used as currency as well, because if you want to get one of these aquatic breathers, it's going to cost you gold in addition to 512 swim speed infusions. So I'm guessing these are kind of like the main things that kind of pop out of chests. Well, there's only one way to find out. We got to go and find one. I was kind of hoping for more stuff, maybe. Cosmetics, a pet, an underwater pet, or, you know, things like that, but I'm sure they'll add more to it later on. And Awesome. Now, thanks to Solo Cutie, we now know that we have an achievements panel for underwater as well. Let's go ahead and find that. Sunken Treasure Hunter. There we go. So this is what it's going to be called. There's Master Diver stuff in here. Okay, I see. So there's one for finding 10 sunken chests. This gives you 5 points. A title as well called the Freebooter. That's a nice title, Freebooter. I like that. And you get infusions as well for this. Others include, I mean, these are just saying Master Diver, and it's telling you exactly where these things are. So let's go ahead and just find one that's near to us. Solo Cutie chat says there is a daily for key as well. All right, let's look under dailies. So daily treasure hunter, blood in the water, defeat 10 crate in 1 day. And that's gonna give you a key. Oh, look, crates are, you can find crates pretty much in a lot of places. I know where to look for crates, and I probably can kill 10 pretty easily. But let's go and check out Kecak Seals, because that's the closest to me. It's right above here. Actually, Generan Fields is closer. Kecak Seals is right here. But which has the smaller body of water? That's what I want to know. The smaller the body of water, I think the higher chance of finding keys, or keys and chests. Of course, I know a majority of us Guild Wars 2 players, what we're going to do is we're going to wait for Dolphy to come up with the guide so that we can all straight away go to the chest. This is probably like a guild run. I'm just piggybacking just to see the general area of where people are. Okay, this looks like a good area. Let's go down and check. What's going on here? Sunken chest. Hello, hello. So we got a lot of people here, and the cool thing is everybody can. Oh, I missed the crate. I missed the crate. That was a crate right here. I missed it. So it appears that everybody will have a chance to open these chests, even though there's like a lot of people in the area. It's the same thing that Guild Wars 2 does with resource nodes in the world. You know, you're not the only one that can harvest it. Other bunch of people can do it too because it's instanced to you. So Sunken Chest looks to be the same way. I managed to open one, and I did get my first daily for that, which is Master Diver, Generan Fields. And there we go. I already got that. So that leaves me with all the other zones to do. Oh, is that another crate? Yep. Where? Right here. So I'm not sure if that will count for the achievement or not, but let me just go back. Oh, there's just too many achievements. It's hard for me to keep track. Oh, yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah, so it does count. Yeah. So just whacking on these crates. I guess that's what all these folks are here for. So there we go. Yay. How do we open the boxes? Asks somebody. I mean, assuming you already got the key, because that was the first key that you'll get for free by talking to the NPC over there at Lion's Arch. And because I had that key, they gave it to you for free if you go and talk to them. Oh, there's another. No, it's the same chest. Yeah, but because by reading your mail, that'll take you straight to Lion's Arch to talk to these NPC. And they are going to give you one key for free, and that's your introduction to go and get these sunken chests. Now, killing crates is going to be, and I need 10 a day if I want to get that that extra key. So that means I can then go to another zone and open another chest. So that's, I guess, what a lot of the people are doing over here. So that means, I mean, if you can only do them once a day, so that means it's going to take you, you can only open one chest a day, I think, unless you find a key in various other ways. I don't know where else they would drop from. Based on just some of these executions, especially the casted ones, there is a much faster fluidity about it that I've never had, or I don't remember having prior to these updates, so I do like that. And I think the key word there, the operative word for some of these changes are that... Ah, I missed it. Yeah, the key word there is that they want to make you kill things faster underwater, which, you know, that could turn off some people because they like underwater combat to be challenging, while others, you know, it's because of that, how slow people kill things underwater. It could be a reason why a lot of people wanted this change in the first place. I'm neither here or there. I just think that, you know, the more fluid things look, the better it is, I think, for everybody. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of Guild Wars 2 players out there, and if you guys are watching this, I want to know what you guys think of the underwater combat so far. If you have already checked it out, or you're watching somebody else's stream. I mean, I'm pretty happy with where it's at right now, because there were times, especially I think for new players, you know, when you just get into the Kecak Seals and you get introduced to the big chain of underwater events and everything, I think it just ties in well with the whole exploration factor that Guild Wars 2 has. You know, underwater caves leading to vistas and hero points and everything, and especially the area, the desolation, like I said earlier, you know, leading up to the ruins of ore. There's going to be lots of underwater events there that are now going to be relevant again. And what I mean by relevance, a lot of people are going to go there to try out their class skills again. And I think that could make that place pretty populated. And you know what? I do have an alt parked there because that alt is actually going through that content. So maybe we could go check it out. Come on, 2 more. Actually, 1 more. 1 more crate. There we go. Done and done. Blood in the Water daily's done. And at the bottom right, I have a chest. That's going to give me a Ornate Rusted Key. So that means... I wonder if that means I can open the same chest. You probably can, but if you're new to this and just jumping in today, don't do it. I think it would be better just to go to another zone, especially one that you haven't got the achievement for, and just unlock it there. This is where you find a lot of crates. I believe that this is crate central, in addition to like another underwater area back there, but there are crates here. Oh, there you go. Okay, so here's a constant I noticed. So it's the same setup. There is a sunken chest over there, but it looks like it's always going to be defended by these veteran crate treasure hunters. So that means if you're, you know, you just logged in, you're a casual player or whatever, and you're coming to this chest, I do believe that you may have to kill those mobs before you get a chance to open them. So again, because I've done my... I keep hitting B for bags. Too much Rift and WoW, man. And I still haven't swapped between B and I. So I for inventory. So yeah, I do still have that key here because I've done my daily. So let us go and open this one. There we go. I've now done it for Kecak Seals as well. So that's 1 achievement point. In addition to a whole bunch of stuff. Coral Tentacle, which is, you know, some gems. 3 swim speed infusions plus 10, and a bunch of other green gear that really you can just get rid of or sell if you want to. Now, according to some of these people talking here in chat, these crates do have a chance to drop keys as well. So that's pretty interesting. So I guess there's going to be some incentive for killing crates. Interesting. Alright, let's check in chat real quick. Lily Bloom says, I love underwater combat in Guild Wars 2. Was always one of my favorite areas in the game, and all my underwater weapons are ascended. Nice. Yeah, I definitely have not done any upgrading or even bothered with underwater gear and stuff. Because I think I am of the mindset of the majority, you know, just thinking this is... the underwater world is great. And like I said, I'm going to be working on a separate discussion video on my YouTube channel that explores this about MMOs underwater, why it's underutilized and why it's unpopular, because that seems to be the general opinion I get from people. Some games, you know, when you go underwater, the entire lighting changes, and there's this thing called the 3 axis, or yeah, the 3 axis or something like that, where basically, you know, on land, you know, everything that you see in 3D, the dimensions, the distance, are all things that us players are so used to. But when you get underwater, some games changes that, so you are sometimes directly above the enemy, sometimes they're directly on top of your head, and then there's all kinds of fighting and dimensional weirdness going on. And that's the kind of hard thing to navigate for a lot of developers and studios. Some games can get it absolutely right, some games kind of struggle with it. The ones that have found the right balance to that 3 axis are Guild Wars 2, for example, where, you know, the range feels good, but melee feels pretty good too. I mean, you can just about get up close here and hit this guy. Other games that have good 3 axis is World of Warcraft, because of how fluid their combat system, or how fluid they've revamped their combat system. Underwater for them feels pretty great as well. And, you know, the Cataclysm, I think it's Cataclysm, they have an entire zone. Oh, I can't remember the name of the zone. I want to say it's a Valshara, maybe? No, I could be wrong. No, they do have one zone, and it takes place. A lot of it takes place underwater, so I thought that was cool. So that means questing, storage, everything all underwater, an entire zone. Pretty a big risk for WoW, and I think you could pick between, you know, Mount Hijal or this underwater zone, and a lot of people would just go to Mount Hijal instead of going to the underwater zone, because a lot of people don't like that. They don't like the idea of being submerged. They don't like the change in color and everything. So it'll be an interesting discussion to see where the population's at, or where MMO players are at when it comes to underwater. Other games completely ignore this. You can name a lot of the big games out there that you can swim on the surface, but you cannot go underwater, and you cannot explore worlds. Elder Scrolls Online, for example, big open world, lots of fun zones and stuff to do, but nothing underwater, which is kind of surprising. I mean, you could say the same for the single-player version of the game. I don't think you could do underwater there too, but I think it's a missed opportunity. Star Wars: The Old Republic doesn't have underwater. Rift does. BDO and ArcH has, so those two Asian games has. EverQuests do as well. So lots of reasons. It'll be interesting to find out. So I've kind of just tapped a bunch of these crates, and so far I have not gotten a key job, as opposed to what some of these folks are in the area has been saying. So that's about it. Alright, check it in chat as well. What do we got? Lil Bloom says, I believe you can click on the key to show you to find a chest. Not sure. Oh no! Well, I'm out of keys, so I cannot test that theory. But I did right-click the key the first time I got it from the NPC. Nothing really happened. Solo Cutie says, if you click on the separate achievements, it shows you where the chests are. Okay, let me... Players are slowly disintegrating from this area, but let me act upon your hint there. If you click on the separate achievements, it shows you where the chests are. Click on the separate achievements. General. Sunken Treasure. Click on the separate achievement. Oh, yeah. Ah. There we go. Okay. That is pretty helpful. And I think a lot of people will appreciate that, being told exactly where to go. I thought it was pretty fun if you were to, like, treasure hunt it in a way, like, you know, try and work with the community to find it. But they've already added the general locations of these, so that means it's gonna make it really convenient. It's growing on me. It definitely feels faster and fluid. I'll give it that. I mean, not that I was calling for this or anything. If Guild Wars 2 Underwater's combat stayed the same, I wouldn't be one to make noise whether, you know, they should revamp it or not. This was out of the blue, because only a couple of weeks ago, I think, Guild Wars 2 put out a news article on their site saying that, hey, we are going to be looking at making some changes to underwater combat. So I thought, okay, this could be interesting. I'm not sure why, and now we know the depth and the scope of what they've done. The addition of these treasure hunt stuff and achievements to collect, and ascended level aqua breathers and stuff to get as well. So pretty cool. I kind of like that. I will get my daily key, so that's something for me to work on while I work on the Rift Prime review, and there's a couple of blessed videos that I'm going to be working on as well. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me, guys. All right, you guys, I am out. Lily says good night, time for my bedtime too. Awesome, you have a good night, Lily. Thanks for jumping in. Same to you, Extra. So sorry that you jumped at the tail end of the stream, but it is 2 a.m. for me, and I do apologize, as I said, because today's been a long day, and tomorrow's gonna be a longer day. Everybody else that jumped in earlier, Tom, thanks for dropping by, Tom, and thanks for the sub. Solo Cutie as well, thank you for the great tips and hints as well. I do appreciate that. And Nick for jumping in early. So that's it. I'll import this to YouTube sometime tomorrow, and you guys can rewatch it there if you want to. Alright, I am out. Later, you guys. Roses are red, violets are blue. If you want to watch more videos, click on these cards. Anyone would do. And if you want to watch more videos, subscribe to the channel with the button down here. I know you want to.